I have to record an ad, and do I have you turned off? I turned you back on. Oh, you're turned off here. I don't know what how you plan on sitting. That looks so right.
So natural.
Mm-hmm. Are you ready to hear me do a
Ad read?
Ad read.
Go.
I'm pulling some stuff up. You ready for this? Do boop boop.
Where are we doing?
We're doing.
Where in the world is Momatic Adventures? Where in the world is Momatic Adventures?
We're doing dun 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 dun.
Tennessee.
First things first, I want to talk about. We're gonna get real in the beginning of this before we jump into the place. And on the real.
Instagram reel.
How are you feeling about being a part of the podcast now and the podcast in general? Now that it's like in a swing, now that we're mid-swing.
I feel taken advantage of.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any
Of the
royalties or anything. Yeah.
Well, don't look.
I only have his 3 sweatshirts.
I was actually, no lie, was thinking at 6 months, I think I'm going to start leaning into, like looking into like what merch could look like. I feel like it could be a thing.
Could be.
So, I know some creative people. They are me. I'm the creative people. But really, no. How are you feeling? Like, what's your level of comfort?
It's good, I think.
Okay.
I haven't seen the comments or the numbers. I feel like from my episodes, and I call them my because I feel like I'm the star of them when I'm on.
Do you not feel that way all the time?
True. Yeah, that's how I feel about every day of my life.
What did you just? Ryan has taken to roasting Poppy. just giving her a quick rundown of what she brings to the table and how that can
be improved,
be more enjoyed by you. And that's exactly what I got. I had a full frog in my throat there. That's what I got from that. I got like main character energy when you took to full blown making fun of Poppy, which like same. She's easy to make fun of. She's not good at stuff, despite being pretty good at stuff.
She's advanced, but she's still dumb.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So that was my big thing. That was my big like, let's talk about how you're feeling. Because I essentially was like, hey, do you want to like guest spot on an episode? And then it just, I feel like felt more natural having someone to talk to. And then people were sort of like, I enjoy the having Ryan part of
the repartee.
I think they pretty exclusively were like, it's nice having Ryan talking. I really enjoy his.
I feel like that's mostly though people that know us, not strangers. So we'll see how.
Yeah, that's so true. I have been letting every time I sit down with a guest, I invite them to co-host with me in replacement of you.
Gotcha.
For those avid back and forth listeners who actually come back every
consume
week,
the content.
Yeah, because Ryan does not. He is very like maxed out on me. We spend a lot of time together.
I also usually hear at least your side of the episode when you're recording it. Because I think, as people probably know, we are usually in a small apartment
living
when
together.
You're recording.
Yes.
So I am hearing at least 50% of the podcast
every time
live,
and then
unedited.
There's a lot of editing done, guys. In fact, I had someone on an episode a couple of weeks ago, and their episode, we wound up talking for over 2 hours, and it was when we were in Cleveland, I think. And it took me so long to get it down to an hour, and I was just like, well, we're not talking about that anymore. Well, that story's not funny enough. It's not cutting it. So
you can put it into the Thanksgiving mailbag episode.
So we're going to talk about today the 10 that I'm looking at. It's the 10 that I see.
Oh, okay. That was hilarious.
He never told you guys, like, I'm not the main character in our lives. I'm literally just Robin. I'm trying to think of other.
Robin Scherbatsky from How I Met Your Mother. Is that who you're thinking of?
No, I'm thinking of Dave's girlfriend in season 3 of Dave. He dates that girl Robin.
Gotcha.
You know, it's like a really
like Robin, the artist.
yeah, with a Y
Mm-hmm.
from being the D. Okay, we went to 4 libraries while we were here. We were here for I think 9 or 10 days.
Here being Tennessee.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Nashville to be specific, correct?
I mean technically no, I have all of the places because we spent like a day in Knoxville.
I think we spent
a day when I did my research for my job that I do.
Mm-hmm.
No, for real. Look, I have the data right here.
I believe the data. I believe you know the data.
Literally, this was.
All right.
And then see, okay. Anyway, so and we can keep this up if you want to use it for reference.
This being the iPad. I'm just letting the hashtag viewers at home.
They really need the visual. So I'm keeping the notes up and available.
Mm-hmm.
So using our Hello Landing company and if anybody is interested in using Hello Landing, we have a code. It's Ryan_DFM.
That's fully Momatic.
Yep. While we were living here, we lived in an area called Donaldson.
Mm-hmm. This, I think, was the first landing that we did, right?
I don't think so. Because we had done Raleigh, I thought, before that.
No, I think this was first. Before that, I mean.
So maybe that was... Whatever. Okay. Maybe it was the first. It was great. I think...
The TV fell, but otherwise, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The TV did.
And the internet didn't work.
Did it not?
Mm-hmm. I had to fix it.
Oh, yeah. But like... Okay, yeah. I know. But I'm thinking of like the internet not working is sort of like... It worked. We just had to...
It worked for like an hour and then it stopped working entirely.
And then you reset everything and did it.
Yeah. And I had to create like a new network and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember you were doing like hacker mode. You had like multiple computers out because at the time you had my laptop, your Apple laptop out. Mm-hmm. Because that was before it like fully crashed, and then also my iPad, and you were sitting at the table trying to figure
out a way to get
somehow
connected.
We're still just like looking down at your phone, like all these screens, and your neck is just like full down. It was a place called Flats at Donaldson. Mm-hmm. In Donaldson, Nashville, which I guess is about 15 minutes from like downtown
Broadway.
Yeah. As a whole, as a like the city itself, cute, fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were here for like a week. There were certainly parts of it that I was like, okay, I get it. It's got a cool culture. It's got a cool vibe. But it was fucking kitschy. Like downtown especially was like billboards galore. Just like everything
like
was
super commercial.
Yeah. Everything was just like a walking advertisement. Like it rang Times Square level, but like with so many more cars and so little like everyone was just, there was like nowhere to go. The cars couldn't move. Everybody was on those weird like bicycle bars. And it was just, it wasn't great. And then I'm gonna jump right into the downtown library. I would say
go for it.
I'm going to try and stop me. The downtown library was good, but it was an exact that feeling of like they had too much money. That was like one of those places where I was like, it seemed like you're like essentially wasting money. They had like the cityscape through the entire library, so fucking cool. So like there was like a bridge and kids could like climb on it, and it was like a jungle gym, but it was made to represent the city. Dope. they had like this huge screen, and like the librarian was very like, I'm trying to think of what her vibe was, because it wasn't great. I remember
Ellen DeGeneres at the beginning of the Ellen show.
You know what? That's not true. I'm looking at it and I'm remembering it wasn't terrible, but the big issue, she had a screen, which is like my like big no in my opinion, that like basically she was like reading the book on the screen. But I had to pay for parking there. And I was livid because it was like they had a parking garage. So the library had access to like a parking garage, but it was, you only got like an hour free. And then after that, it charged you. And I was like, you seemingly are like, like spending too much money on, which is like fucked up to say, because it's like not too much money on like the public space, but like to have it be a paid thing that also doesn't have public transport to it was really like I felt very like unless you live downtown, like and it seemed like there was only like 4 or 5 kids in this like one library story time that we'd gone to, which was on a Monday morning, so like
maybe not the most
maybe not the most insane time, but yeah, that was my big takeaway. I was just upset that like she had a microphone and that I had to pay for parking. Like those are my two big, but like the building was beautiful. Like the librarian herself had like a lot of energy. And then we can talk about, we went to the Donaldson one a few times because there was a lot going on.
Yeah, they had events there. We went for the Eclipse.
We got Eclipse glasses. We did like a bunch of like activity things. We went there for a cicada class. That was so good. I mean, 10 out of 10. It was like, and that branch specifically, and see, that's where I don't know what it is, but that one specifically had like a handful of toys and like a puppet
had like a little
theater.
Selection,
it was like nothing. Like it's seemingly like they had no money, but the enthusiasm, the love, like and like they had the cicada class downstairs, and it was so cool, so interactive, so fun. Like just it was so great. So I think like Donaldson for sure. If you're in the Nashville area and you can take the trip, I think it's worth going to that one. It was really cool because it was the two broods, or like the two types of cicadas this year, and so they had
hit
like
at the
both,
same time.
Yeah, they had like both ones that you could see, and it was really cool. What did you think about that library? My board.
I thought it was. I did not think that they were like strapped for cash, but
no. I think as a whole,
but it was less of a children's oriented library than some of the ones we've been at.
Yeah, it didn't
but it
have
had
like
a ton
whole children's area. It was like the children's area was like the corner of a.
Yeah, but the events seemed like they were all kind of child or teen oriented, and like because we were there I think on the day of the eclipse or the 2 days before or something like that.
We were there. We were at the library, I think, like as the eclipse was like starting or something. So we were getting our glasses and then we were in Nashville during the eclipse.
Yeah. But yeah, it just seemed like we were there on some weekend day, and it was like the whole day essentially had activities enough to fill. So if you had like a kid that was like 4 and 10 or whatever, like you could totally spend most of your day.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
At the library until they closed.
We also went to, and this was the one I was asking you to pronounce. I don't know how to say that one.
Oh, just Hermitage.
Hermitage.
Yeah.
You were just messing with me?
Yeah. Well, there's a place in Europe where it's pronounced differently, but I think this one is just Hermitage.
Well, if you're from here, we could be doing a full like Marcus.
Yeah,
and
totally.
whatever.
We're not from Tennessee, so I don't know what Hermitage is pronounced as.
Hermitage is heritage.
They just take out the M.
Anyway, that one was good. We went to a story time there. The librarian was good. They had a really cool like walls with activities on them. So they had I like when they put the toys along the wall, and so they're not like always in the area. I don't know how else to explain that.
Mm-hmm. Like there's
along the walls. There's like the metal things with the balls,
with the mazes and like turn the gears and
whatever. So and she was walking, but she was small, and I remember like the Hermitage story time, which was on a Tuesday, was well, it was really busy. And she was like, there were some bigger kids, and she like couldn't hold her own, and she was getting like knocked over a bunch, and like I'm not good at intervening. I'm usually like figured out. Mm-hmm. And so I know that like that one she struggled a little, but she wore a little rain jacket. Remember a little rain jacket? Mm-hmm. She used to be so cute. Then the other one we went to was Cooksville. That one was like on our way out, so we were like driving out of town, and it was cute. It had like a cute like area. I think it's like over an hour outside of Nashville, so it wasn't
Nashville proper.
Yeah. So like I feel like if you're visiting Nashville, I wouldn't go there. I know that like, because I guess this was like our first, we had only stayed for, like I said, like a week. We really didn't get a ton of like kid stuff done. We didn't go to all the museums or the zoos or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But we did the Two Rivers Dog Park.
Oh yeah, we did that like twice or three times. Yeah.
And like
fabulous.
Hack, guys, if you have a dog. Especially a dog that like can hang at a dog park. Our dog isn't great at a dog park, and this one was so big that she could really keep her distance and like just mm-hmm. sort of hang out with us and still like run around or whatever. We brought chalk and we like hauled up in an area of the dog park and just let Tilly sort of play with whoever was cool with her. Mm-hmm. And we just like sat on the floor and did chalk, and like there were a few other kids who kind of came and like played with Poppy for a little and then moved on, and like, but I think we did that twice for like hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we might have had 2 weekends we were here, and I think we spent a day per weekend at least. I think that we were just at the dog park, and because I think Poppy she still loves dogs, but especially then yeah, was like any dog. She was so excited, and she was just learning to kind of like show her hand and be cautious and like let them smell her and everything.
Yeah, I think she's a lot more cautious now, which I think is why like then too it was so exciting, because we would get involved, and now we sort of are like,
you know how to do this.
You know how to do this. And she does. And she keeps her distance and like waits until she's allowed to pet them and then is gentle. And at that time, she would just like shove her hand in a dog's mm-hmm. fur and be like, which like same.
Yeah. You have to know that the dog is okay with that to be. But
her like today, she was laying with Tilly. Oof. There's like, when they get along, I am just like, oh my goodness, you guys couldn't be cuter. She's laying on your sweater.
Oh, she's looking at us now, though. Her head's up.
Oh, because someone said her name?
Yeah.
Someone say your name.
You can see her ears. But yeah, I think that was a great, like, if you have a kid and a dog, if for some reason you're trying to socialize your dog while traveling.
Yeah.
Um,
Or I think just if you're like, let's say, here's my scenario for the person traveling to Nashville who listens to this show. It's like a bachelorette party or something, or your friend moved here and you're coming to visit, and like you have to do shit with your kids, but you can't really bring them to the bars with like everyone downtown or whatever. And so you're like, I need my kids to get their energy out. I feel like the dog park was such a good way to do that, because also there was just so much nature there. It was like
yeah, it was like an
huge.
enormous park, but that was also fenced in, and there was also, I think, a hiking trail that you could take your dog on off leash.
Just, it was so good. It was just so good.
Even if you don't have kids, I would say go with your dog.
And then we went to Tenfold Brewing. Do you remember that?
Yeah. That was, they had music.
Yeah, singer guy.
And we were outdoors.
No, John.
We were outdoors. Did we bring Tilly?
We didn't bring Tilly, but there were dogs.
We should have.
There.
Yeah,
we should have. We got there and we were like, oh damn, we should have. It was nearby enough.
Yeah, it was in like the Donaldson area.
It had like a great outdoors area. It was a bit busy, surprisingly. Like it was busier than I think either of us expected it to be. And Poppy had just like a grand old time, and other people had dogs there, so she got to do the whole like dog thing again. We got to, I mean, like you had a drink. I don't remember, I'm pretty sure we ate there.
Yeah. They had like tots and stuff like that. It was a good.
It was a good bite. Time. It was a good time. Yeah, it was a good.
The music was good. Poppy was like just kind of learning that music can be a thing. I think so. She was like,
especially live music, because she could like see what it was.
And she walked around quite a bit, and that was I think that was a good. And it was like pretty, because it was outdoors and stuff like that, pretty chill with her walking around and meeting dogs and stuff like that.
How many high chairs?
3, I think.
I gave it 3 too. Dope. I love when we're on the same page. It's so rare. Such a joy. Such a joy to not be fighting and like constantly
what
your ways. The other place we went, if you're in the Nashvilleian area, we went downtown to Reunion Bar to see a friend of mine called Meg Farrell. She's
Sweet
like
Meg on the socials.
Sweet Meg.
Right.
I'm sure I'll tag her in something. She's actually got an album coming out soon, so I'll be sure to tag her in this so people can hopefully support. But yeah, she was fucking dope. And I remember we got there, and I remember like reaching out and being like, "Hey, we're in the area," and she was like, I have a show, but it's like
we didn't bring Poppy to this though. Just FYI,
yeah. And I wouldn't recommend bringing a kid to this.
At least at the hours we were there.
Yeah, I also kind of got the vibe that it was more adults. I'm giving it like 1 high chair. It's got like bring a kid at your
peril,
whatever,
mm-hmm.
whatever the phrase, the turn of a phrase or whatever. Yes, going to that was really fun. I have known Meg for, oh my God,
3.5 years,
30 something years, 35 years, 36 years, something crazy like that. And so I reached out to her and she was like, yeah, I'm playing a show. She's so much better than all of these people.
Yeah, I think there was a contrast of like her band and what she was doing compared to like other people were kind of like more.
She is quite.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing.
She's what you would call skilled, talented, whatever.
She's like a working musician.
Yes.
Not that these people probably weren't. I think some of them probably
exactly.
were,
I think
but
I also have no idea. I barely was listening to them. I just definitely was like, this is good. This is good. And then she went up there and it was like, I was like blown away.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen her play in like 15 years. And so it was very like, whoa, like she's been doing this her whole life and she is exactly where she should be. And like, it was just like super beautiful to see. And I think now she's touring with Cirque du Soleil or just finished touring with Cirque du Soleil. And just definitely a person. I think I know you've got her queued up on your Apple Music on the ready. And it's funny because you listen to Sweet Meg and then you listen to somebody else,
Sierra Farrell, yeah.
and every time I see it, because they sound so similar, and then I say, and then we have this back and forth, if you will. And then the only other place we went was, the only other place in the Donaldson area was Bagel Shop. And
we went to the pub.
We did go to the pub.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. I didn't have my phone with me, which was why I didn't have that data. Yes, we did go to the pub. I don't remember what that pub was called. And that pub gets like, I'm thinking maybe a 4 on the high chair.
Yeah, they were. I mean, like at least the staff was really good.
Yeah.
About like just having a child.
Yeah. That's always the like when they are like, oh, you have a kid, like.
Yeah, let us bring out their food when it's ready. Let us do blah blah blah.
Let us know. Let's like when they acknowledge and or take her into consideration at all. Like I've seen a kid and know how they be.
Yeah, no, like, hey, maybe we should do this versus that. And I think our waiter was probably like 17, 18, but regardless.
A little bit older, but whatever. Yeah. I'm thinking like the young teenager who is working their first job, who's like never had to really deal with a kid who's hungry.
Yeah.
They suck.
But I think they were the staff was just really good about having a child. And the bagel shop was good also.
I feel like that's generous. Like, okay, all right. The bagel shop was nice. It was fun. It was cute. All of those things.
They had good merch.
They had great merch.
Graphic design was on
vibes.
Point. What was it called again?
It was called Bagel Shop.
And it was in basically
like
the apartment.
Donaldson Village area.
We love some mixed use real estate.
If you're from New Jersey, like Ryan and I both are, we have a higher bagel criteria, I think, or like a finer palate, if you will, for bagels.
It's gonna sound very elitist, but yeah.
Or like condescending.
Yeah, I think they both work. I don't think you need to correct me on whether elitist is condescending enough or not.
I guess I mean like I'm thinking everyone can have bagels though. Like, and to be elitist, you need to be like above.
You're saying they're Philistines, these people. I didn't mean to say that they.
I hate when you use words I don't know. What's a Philistine?
It's a whole thing from the Bible and everything.
Oh, well, that's your problem. I've never read the Bible.
You should give it a quick peruse. They've got a Cliff Notes, I think.
No. Oh, actually, you know what? I did see at the library once. Bible for Dummies. I thought that was really funny. Because, like, I mean, break it down. Yeah.
I mean, that's some people's whole job.
Yeah. True. But I would say bagels were on level with like Einstein bagels.
Yeah, I think they were exactly what I expected from like
a
bagel
Nashville
place in
bakery.
Nashville.
Yeah.
I think maybe slightly better than that, but
They also, and again,
I also did like a vegan cream cheese,
mm-hmm.
and I think I was like pleasantly surprised
at how good the cream cheese was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think that also like lowered my expectations of the bagel as a whole.
For sure. The other aspect is, and I remember in that moment, you just rolled your eyes at me.
I don't think I did.
Okay, for everybody listening, he's rolling his eyes again. Fuck, what was I going to say? Oh, you were upset. You were upset because that bagel, I think, that bagel eatery cost us over $20.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't buy any merch. And I wanted
Yeah,
to.
I think we both wanted to.
Yeah.
Because
we
the
were
merch
both,
was great.
Antsy for merch. And you went for the higher, I think the cream cheese, the vegan cream cheese was like
$1 up or something.
I think up, which you normally wouldn't do, but we were like, we're getting bagels. We hadn't had bagels in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And like normally in New Jersey, typically for $20 you're getting like a dozen plus maybe a thing of cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so for like $20 something for 2 bagels, and then we had to share with Poppy, and I was like, fuck this.
And yeah, they weren't even bagel sandwiches.
Yeah, no.
They were just bagels with cream cheese.
Schmear, yeah. So it was definitely a little pricey from our like New Jersey standards, but I think.
But it was packed.
Yeah. There was a line, and again, merch is great.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're in need of like, oh my goodness, we're about to go out and I don't have a hat.
Drive all the way to this bagel place.
Go to this bagel place. You might not be upset about it. I think the only other things, I think we can talk about the flats. I think the flats at Donaldson as a whole, our Hello Landing experience was like meh.
Yeah, I think it was.
They fixed things quickly. I
Did
think
they?
the TV stayed down, actually. I think we just like leaned it against the wall, right?
No,
it broke.
It broke off the wall, and then I think we put the TV from the bedroom into the living room, and the living room one we put in the closet. So they didn't fix it. And I think also our main takeaway was like, be careful with having a child in a TV that is
Mounted to the
wall.
Especially if it's not mounted to the wall by a professional or by
or
a professional
us
that you
or
saw.
Yeah. Because that could have been super dangerous.
Yeah, it was like mounted into
just the drywall.
The drywall, yeah. And so whatever, it fell forward, and I remember it like knocked things off because one of the things with Hello Landing that they have through and through every location, so that your home always essentially kind of feels like the same place, is they have a lot of the same like tchotchkes and art. And on like every table there's like a vase or
there's these little like
a
crinkly cut vases, and
and they're just like ceramic, and they're just like asking to be broken by a toddler. So normally we put them up very high, and so they were all underneath the
because the desk was higher underneath the table
because she was tiny. She used to be shorter. And then I think the other thing was Knoxville, if you want to talk about Knoxville. But I think sorry before we jump to Knoxville, I think Donaldson, the apartments itself were great.
Because it was almost like a townhouse. But we just had the first floor, but it was separate entry, which was cool. It was kind of connected to this like shopping mall, which had a bowling alley.
With a bar, super cool people, a pool table. There was like a yoga studio in there. On the other side, there was a Dollar General, the bagel place. There was a gym part of the Donaldson thing, right? And an office space because you were working.
There was like a Mexican place. There was a smoothie place. It was like you really wanted to live there. You could live there. Okay.
Yeah. I think we could have. It was like a great area, and they were moving that dope ass library right into that, like,
oh,
right.
right. They were doing
parking.
construction while we were there.
That was dope. So it's probably gone up in price just because of that.
And it's technically by the public transport.
Yeah. And it was walking distance to the dope ass pub that I'm giving a 4 high chairs out of 5.
I forget what the name was, but yeah.
Of the Irish pub. Don't worry, guys. I'll do the thing that I do where I tag it and it says the thing that we couldn't remember the name of.
I want to say Molly McGregor's or something like that. But that's not it.
Was it Douglas McDougal's?
I don't think so.
And now can we jump to Knoxville?
Certainly. Knoxville.
I need a foot massage.
No. Knoxville, I think, cooler than Nashville.
Agreed. I enjoyed Knoxville's vibe more. It was not very child friendly though. When we were where we were,
we also were. I think this was like on our first or second trip with Poppy.
Oh yeah. It was
so she was
trip.
like not a thing, almost.
Yeah, she was just starting to walk. I think it was like fall. Maybe she was a little bit younger than that. Maybe you were holding her. Yeah, I remember. But we had gone into a few places because it was super hot. And so we'd gone into a few places and like multiple places essentially were like, no, you can't bring.
Yeah, like bars were like,
you can't bring. And we were like, we just want to like sit here and have a drink. And they were like,
and like she'll just be quiet next to us. Yeah.
In a stroller. And they were like, no. And there was one that we wanted to go onto like the roof. And so we walked down that area, whatever that like indoor or outdoor area. It was like not outdoor, not indoor, just outdoor. But there was like all shops. And
you're talking about a street?
What I'm trying to get at. No, but it was like just sidewalk. There were no cars.
Pedestrian, yeah. Gotcha.
So it was just like a bunch of businesses and then a bunch of walking. And then I think it went up to like a courthouse because there were like stairs and stuff. And then people went into offices and like out of sight, out of mind, out of frame, out of...
I remember. And there was people doing TikToks.
Storyline.
Yeah, that was like the main like Knoxville square or two. Yeah, and we tried to go to a couple places and they were like, get fucked.
Yeah. And we were like, I remember the one place that was like annoyed. That was the rooftop one where she was like, we were like, oh, we're just going to the rooftop bar. And she was like, not with that kid, you're not. And we were like, oh, okay, then we'll leave her here with you. But so we found a place that would take her, that would allow her in. It was called Stock and Barrel. And it was like a burger-y joint. And again, like really aware and helpful, I feel like, it was kind of tight. And we had the stroller next to us. And I feel like that wasn't.
That was when we had the much bigger stroller too.
We had the like, she was in a
car seat in the stroller.
Yeah. Like I feel like they were really helpful, really quick. She wasn't eating our food yet, but she was eating solids.
Yeah, I think we asked them for like
an avocado or like
like mixed vegetables or something without salt, and they were fine with that.
Yeah. And I remember it was like a like younger guy, and I feel like a few times he like came over and was like helpful with making sure she had what she needed to not be a burden to the people around.
A menace.
Menace. Rambunctious, if you will. High chair?
I would give it like three high chairs.
Oh. I gave it 1, but like rethinking, I'm giving it 2.
I feel like the staff made it. Yeah, maybe 2. I feel like it's.
Yeah.
I think staff can make like a big difference in a place like that. But yeah, like space wise, it really was not. It was
tight, and I think like especially if you have the older kid who kind of wants to like won't sit still and wants to move around and wants to see what's up, like it very easily could have been overwhelming, just because I'm thinking now if she tried to like walk down those hallways
Mm-hmm.
like she did today at dinner,
Mm-hmm.
like that would not have been cool.
Yeah, because there was only one essentially
Like
way
hall.
for people to get
Yeah.
through, staff and otherwise.
So I'm gonna say 2. You're gonna say 2.
Yeah,
and then
I think that's good.
Bagel shop.
The Nashville bagel shop.
Yeah, I know.
High
we're
chairs?
circling back. How many high chairs, real quick?
I don't know. 2 also.
I'm going 4. Like, it seemed great for kids. It had like an outside area. It had an inside area.
Did we? I think it's also because it was, for us, it was walkable.
Yeah.
So there was a different, but, and for literally nobody else is it walkable.
Yeah.
If you live at that one apartment building, it is walkable.
Yeah, but there were like restaurants across the street that we wanted to go to, and we were like, oh, we can't really cross this major highway, so.
And there was absolutely no crosswalks.
Yeah.
In like all of Tennessee, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. They know what they're doing. Killing pedestrians.
But the
pedestrian
it's not
death
good.
rate
I don't think.
Yeah.
And
that's why we won't live here.
But did we have a high chair there? I think we did.
At the Stock and Barrel?
No, at the bagel place.
We didn't have a high chair there. Actually, yeah, I think we did. But it also just had so much room. It was like, it was a nice sized place.
And also everybody was like happy.
Chill. Yeah,
and
everyone's getting bagels, carbs.
Everybody was happy to see a baby, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will say we really didn't do. It was one of like the first trips.
Mm-hmm.
It was really a short period of time because like when you're working, like you're busy.
Mm-hmm.
And so like we don't go out and do nearly as much exploring. I also don't think it was a whole week, thinking back.
I think it was weekend to weekend. I think we got there on a Friday or something, or Saturday, and got out on a
Saturday
the next Sunday or Saturday, yeah. But
that sounds like us. So what are your thoughts on Tennessee? Got any bits you want to do?
We haven't done Memphis, so that's the other side of it. But it's fine.
Near Asheville?
Other side. No, Knoxville's near Asheville.
That's what I was thinking.
Memphis is near Mississippi.
I can spell that really bad.
But I think it's fine.
Yeah, it seems cute. I don't think it's for us.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would definitely make an attempt to go back for more exploring. I think like a vacation, maybe a little bit more downtown. I think we were too far from downtown to really get
Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Nashville also is like, it's not for families really. I think it's for.
I think Knoxville I would definitely do again. I think it was a little bit small, but I would definitely do Knoxville again.
Yeah, I think Knoxville we could spend more time in for sure.
Yeah.
I think Nashville I think is like, if you're there on a bachelorette party, that's the way to do it, because that's kind of what it caters to.
Yeah.
Or like we had that one night where we went out without Poppy and saw a musician that we wanted to see and enjoyed it. I think that's also another way to do it, but you need to probably like plan, do some research, maybe have like at least one person you want to go see live.
Yeah, I mean, I also think that's not my idea of like a night out. Like I don't want to go see live music typically, and I think that is like a Nashville, like people go to Nashville for the music. And so I feel like if that's something that's like driving you to come here, making you want to come here, like, oh, I'm gonna see this person, I want to see this live music, whatever, and then you're here but you also have kids, go to the library, go to the dog park, try some restaurants,
Yeah, go bring your kid to the dog park at 8 a.m. so they can run and you can just sit on the bench.
Yeah, we were there from like, because she was waking up at like 7 then, maybe earlier. And then, yeah, we got to the dog park at like 8 and we were there until like after
like
noon nap time.
No, I think she was doing 2 naps then.
Can't be right.
Sorry.
Can be right. No, she probably was doing 2 naps. I don't remember.
But
cool.
2 hours in
a dog park, yeah.
Kid time
is. Oh, I have churros in the other room that I gotta go eat.
What other room?
So for those frequent listeners, frequent adventurers,
what do you call your did you have a name for your fans? Your mom addicts? Nailed it.
No.
It's this because it's the same letters.
Yeah, sure.
Except I added a T. Momatic.
Like
mom addicts.
Got it. Sure.
I'll be here all night.
We have a like soft turtle type thing that goes on the roof of our car that we do like when we're moving from place to place.
Mm-hmm.
And I
we do
call it.
I haven't noticed that.
What? I put that up when you were sleeping. Shh. I've taken to calling it the attic.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put that in the attic for later.
I think that's perfect because the car is our home.
Yes.
Our house.
Our house where we live. Oh man, Pappy's learned to say new home and next home, and it's certainly making me feel some sort of way.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good or not. But.
Same. Because now she's like, oh, like I want to have X, Y, and Z toy. And we're like, oh, we don't have access to that toy right now. And she's like, new home.
Let's throw this home out if it means I can get that toy. Yeah. Or that book.
She's so fucking crazy. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. We hope that you go to Tennessee. Whatever you do, keep adventuring. Never stop. Never stopping adventuring. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, jump in. Tell me.
This episode has been brought to you by the Tennessee Board of Tourism. Tennessee, we're at just like what you thought.
Wait, I feel like Tennessee is missing something.
Tennessee, we're the long one, but with Wise.
I feel like I feel like all states are missing out on the joke.
What joke? Which joke are they missing out on?
The joke of life. But specifically, so fucking. Tennessee is missing out on using the joke of the whole 10 I see. Like, they should be like, fuck, it's really hard to be funny and not laugh at yourself. Tennessee, but we stop at 9.
Mm-hmm. They are missing out on that one. A lot of people are.
Fuck. Okay, I'm sorry. Why are you guys still listening? Hang up.
Tennessee. We're... No, I don't have another one. I thought maybe if I forced it, it would go.
Yeah, that's like, I always hope that like if I just keep talking, the words will come out and they'll make sense.
I'm ready to keep doing more states. I feel like that's the way to.
Okay, do Dakota.
Dakota. I bet you thought there would just be one.
Yep, that was good. That was good. Wait.
You try to think of other states.
Yeah. Do Colorado.
Colorado,
No.
we did weed first.
Is that true? That makes sense.
I think so.
Yeah, probably. That's a lie we can.
We're high a bunch of ways. That's Colorado.
What other states are there? Do Maine.
No.
Because of your sister-in-law.
Because of, well, I mean, that's technically where I work is Maine, too.
Ooh, yeah. Let's not talk about that state. Ooh, do New Hampshire.
That's live free or die, isn't it? That's you don't know the state
be.
mottos. I don't know why I asked you.
New Hampshire? No, that's Vermont.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
Do you want to know how I know that?
Why?
Noah Khan.
What?
Noah Khan. It's because of Noah Khan.
Is he from Vermont? Not New Hampshire?
Unless he's from New Hampshire.
I don't know. You're the Noah Khan fan.
No, I don't even know. Don't quiz me. All right. Should we hang up?
Yeah.
Should we keep doing this? What do we do?
I think we should have hung up a long time ago.
Yeah.
All of this is useless.
Oh, man. Great. There's just more editing for me. 30 more seconds. We can do it. We can do it. Don't stop. For those of you who love Momatic Adventures and just can't get enough, please head over to our Patreon. If you contribute, you can join in and be a part of our nomadic parenting community, as well as get some behind the scene content. And if you don't want any of that extra stuff, you can actually just click the support the show link in the info of this episode, and you can support the show for as little as $3. Any little bit helps us keep going. I do this entire podcast for the most part on my own. I am the editor, I am the scheduler, I am the planner, the interviewer, the marketing manager, and the all-around hat wearer. And truly, any support helps. And if you support us this week, next week, we will give you a shout out, a thank you directly to you on the episode, just, saying thanks so much for supporting us. And if you're like, hey, I would love to support, but I don't really have the money, or I don't want to give my money to you guys, that's totally cool too. There are so many other ways to support. You can head to Instagram, Threads, YouTube, all the social medias. We're under Momatic Adventure Pod. If you have an idea for the show, if you think you know somebody who would be a great guest, or if you just have a question or want to talk to me, you can send me a text. The info for that is also in the info of this episode. So there's links there for you to support the show, to text us, to follow our socials, blah, 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 blah. Come, hold my hand. Let's go on an adventure.